believer, you don't get to choose. You see, because sometimes these days are funny things we do as believer. I'm a word person. Then you hear this one say I'm a prayer person, and it doesn't really add up. It doesn't really add up. You must understand that when the disciples taught, what they taught was that the word of God must produce the spirit of prayer. The word of God must lead you into prayer, because it's in prayer that the spirit of God breathes on the word of God and produce the results you need for that particular situation. It's in the spirit that you're able to pick the impulses of the word. You are able to pick, but guess what? The agency through which you get into the spirit is the word. The agency through which we get into the spirit is the word of God. Now, Jesus now said here, he says it's actually the spirit that produces this life. You see, this is where we get into the act of the gospel, into the life of the gospel itself. It is so important to understand. You see, because sometimes the believer, sometimes we know about the logos aspect of the word, but we still haven't yet learned the spirit aspect of the word. Because the same Bible that says, go here into the world and preach the gospel, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and all of those things. Remember that Paul was acting on the instruction of the word. They were going into all the words, baptizing. Jesus, already told them in Acts of Apostles chapter 1 from verse 8 that there will be witnesses unto him in Jerusalem and in many cities of the whole world. But guess what? It was in prayer, it was in the spirit that Paul perceived, and Paul came to an intuition by the spirit that Asia was not a place to go at that point in time. You see, what am I trying to say here? Something. Don't just be the believer that knows the word of God. Also be the believer that knows how the spirit word works also. What I'm trying to say is, be the believer that is balanced on both sides. That in the word of God you are not found lacking, and also in the spirit you are not found lacking, because the spirit of God will always produce life to the word in your spirit.